Hey y'all, welcome back. So we just filmed a why I don't do grocery deliveries anymore. And so with all of that, I talked a lot about how I grocery shop. And so I wanted to film how I buy groceries for an entire month. So we only grocery shop once a month unless we like randomly run out of milk or butter or something crazy and you just run by the dollar store, Dollar General. Oh, you threw up everywhere? That's good. You think it's funny? So anyways, this is life with a baby. Wow, you got it all over me, huh? That's okay. That's okay. You can get a bath in a little while. So anyways, this is how I grocery shop. So I sit down, I get out every single cookbook that I own, and I go through and see like, okay, literally last month, the month of July, which it still is July, but the month of July, we ate nothing but Nathan bought a bunch of pork from Sam's and it ended up being way more than we thought. And there's only 2 of us, so how do you say that? The seal meal bags, I don't know. Anyways, we use those instead of Ziploc bags. And so we just put 2 of whatever type of meat we're eating in there, whether it's chicken breast, pork chops, steak, whatever. Except for things like roast, we leave that by itself in the one package. And then if I buy like pork tenderloin, the regular, not seasoned, because I do my own seasonings, it comes in a pack of 2 for like $8, and you separate those, and that's 2 meals. And if you're by yourself, you could actually cut those in half and make that 4 meals. If it's just, yeah, if it's just you by yourself, but it's me and Nathan. And so that's how I plan meals right now. She's not eating with us, and if she were, the way I cook, still we have a lot of food, so she'd be able to eat the way that I cook too. So if you have 2 people and maybe like I would say max like 2 small children, you could eat this way. So what I do, like I said, I get every one of my cookbooks, which are right here. I don't know if you can see that. I have a Paula Deen air fryer cookbook from my mother-in-law. I have 2 of the Magnolia Joanna Gaines books. I have, Nathan bought a Pit Boss grill, so his grill came with some recipes, and some of my cookware from Pioneer Woman came with some recipes. So I use all of those, plus the recipes that I've written down that I've just created over time or gotten from like my grandma or my dad or somebody. And so anyways, I get all of that out. I sit right here. You're actually propped up on a TV tray. So I sit right here on my TV tray and I write down every single one of the meals that sounds good to us, or me, since I'm the one that does it. So like last month, or this past month, we ate, y'all saw the dog go in the room by herself? Yeah. Anyways, she knows how to open doors. I think she's looking for Nathan actually, because that's his computer room that he was in yesterday. But anywho, so I get all of our cookbooks out, I write down the recipes that sound good, I write down the name, like the title of them, and then I go as far to write like what book it was in. Like I'll write Paula for the Paula Deen book, or Magnolia for the Joanna Gaines book, or whatever. And we have like a grilling book, so I write down like grill. And I wanted to show y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I think it's going to be backwards since I'm filming this on my phone. So for instance, today, and I will film this here when I get done with this video, I'm gonna film what I'm cooking. But today's Monday, so we have roast, carrots, potatoes, rice, and we're supposed to have a salad, but we forgot to buy cucumber, and we don't like to eat salad without cucumber, but that was today's meal. And so I don't have to guess, like last night, what do I take, what are we eating tomorrow? And you're sitting here like, bleh, like you don't know, but then you're in a funky mood, like say you're not hungry and then you're trying to think about what to eat for the week or month or whatever. That's too much. So that's why I sit down and try to buy cookbooks that have pictures, because whatever looks appealing to you is what you're gonna want. You don't tell them. You don't want something that just you're like, ugh, and then you still write it down, because I don't care what kind of mood you're in, you're still not gonna want to eat it. So anyways, that's what I do. I go by either picture or, like, let's say it's chicken and dumplings. I'm from the South. We eat a lot of chicken and dumplings. I know what that tastes like. I like it, so I write it down. Whatever. Now, like I said, I go as far as to write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like literally the days. And so this is what, I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing to y'all, if y'all are interested in that, but tomorrow is supposed to be, now, get the fingers out your mouth. This is if we eat everything day by day. And if we don't, I just write down Monday through Saturday. And on Sundays, I don't write any meals at all, because on Sundays, I want to catch up. Any leftovers that are in the refrigerator need to be eaten, need to be gone. We need to, and that's a day. I want to get to where that's a day that, right now we're away from home, we're away from our church. But I want to get to where that's a day of rest, a day to, when she gets older, we, play with her. We do, ow, that hurt, I'm sure. And so we go to church, and we may end up going to church, twice on Sundays or whatever. I don't want to have to be, we're going to church, I'm trying to focus on Jesus. Maybe I write a bunch of notes down. I want to come home and discuss that more, but I can't because I'm in the kitchen cooking. So I think about, long term too. And if you're already there and a sentiment like that, that's something good to think about. And so I have all Sundays don't have anything. So that's gonna be leftover day. I'm sorry, she's being so loud. So I've got roast, bacon wrapped chicken, stir fry, which I'm gonna do a video on the stir fry because I make my own kind of stir fry. My mama used to make it, and it was my favorite thing in the whole entire world. I could eat that every day. Now, the way she did it, I think she bought like a frozen bag of vegetables, but I'm gonna use everything fresh. So mine's not gonna be exactly like hers, but it is similar. We have skirt steak tacos, red pepper wings, brisket, which we never did buy a brisket, but we have a butcher shop here, so we're gonna buy it from them. Then I've got easier meals like hamburger soup. You just throw it all together, quick and easy, and that's on a Monday. So, and if y'all notice, like every Monday, I try to do something that's not like red beans and rice where it needs my attention the entire time. I try to do something easy. I can like turn it on, leave it on, let it cook, whatever. For instance, roast, I'm gonna do that in the crock pot today, so I will be filming that. I've got glazed bacon wrapped chicken. Then I've even got, I haven't been reading this, but I even have what sides we're gonna be eating with them, like Brussels sprouts with that. The air fryer book that we have has recipe, and I haven't tried hardly anything in that book yet. We tried a few things, but I want to try a lot of stuff that we eat in that book, so that sounds good to me. We've got sirloin steak with baked sweet potatoes, southern fried chicken in the air fryer, which we're gonna see how that turns out because I fry chicken like my mama does. So I copied my mama's recipe, so we're gonna see how good this one is. I've got smothered okra, but we couldn't find okra at all. So no okra. We couldn't find squash. They didn't have any yellow squash either at the store. So now I've got this. This is gonna sound weird, but it looked really good in the book. It's a grilling book. It's called Thai Coffee Chicken Kebabs. So we're gonna see how good that is. Beer can chicken, so it's a whole chicken with like a beer shoved in it, and then you grill it and smoke it. Those are really good. My mama used to cook those back in the day. Those are super good. You got spicy beef ribs with sweet potato casserole. We never did buy ribs either, so they didn't have any. Easy ranch chicken with mashed potatoes. We're gonna make homemade pizza. I'm gonna make the homemade dough and everything, so I'm excited about that one. I should probably film that so I could show y'all. Jalapeno poppers, those are some of my absolute favorites with mac and cheese. I do a homemade mac and cheese, which I actually have filmed. Y'all can go check that out. And then beef and broccoli in the crock pot. That's gonna be like when you go to like an Asian buffet, how they have the beef and broccoli there. That sounded really good to me, so I wrote that down. I try to do different something. I try not to do the same exact things over and over again, like a roast. We eat a roast probably at least once a month. To me, I love a roast, but it gets old, so I try to mix it up and not do the same things. And like I said, we ate a lot of pork, so I didn't do not one thing of pork in this whole calendar. I've got chicken tortilla soup. Now, this stuff I found, these are all crock pot meals, and they're supposed to be easy and quick. And I found all of these online, and I think all of these were actually on Pinterest. But I've got chicken tortilla soup, potato corn chowder. That sounds really good to me. It's like potato soup with corn in it, pretty much. Pulled barbecue chicken sandwiches, and bacon cheeseburger soup, and then chicken and dumplings. And I bought one extra thing of ground beef because there was a couple of meals like the beef ribs that we didn't pick up at the store, so I just got an extra ground beef. But if you check this out, I know it's backwards, but this line that's 1 whole week, that's the 2nd week, that's the 3rd week, and then that's the 4th week. So I've got it all planned, all written down. And so what I do, like I said, I get all of my books out, I figure out what it is we want to eat, and I write that down. So on one piece of paper, I have the title of the meal written down. But before I move on, I go through the ingredients. So I look at the list of ingredients, and I check our fridge, our pantry, whatever. All right, do we have milk? Do we have buttermilk? Do we have butter, whatever. And so I go through the whole list, and whatever we don't have, I write it down. And so I write this down, and then whatever meat it calls for, write that down, and then I move on to the next recipe. And then I do the same thing. I write that recipe down, then I look at the ingredients. What is it that we don't have? Most of the time, like a lot of this stuff, like I buy a whole thing of potatoes, that covers like 3 or 4 different sides and meals. So you're not buying a repetition of things a lot of times, especially if you get Southern cookbooks or whatever, the same region of cookbooks. You're not trying to buy all these crazy ingredients that you may not already have in your pantry. And so I do that, I go through, and then to get even more organized, and just so y'all know, this does take time. I'm a slow reader, and then I'm also trying to decide like if that we want, am I in the mood for that this week or whatever. So, and then I'm also taking breaks, taking care of her. So this, I'm not gonna lie, this takes anywhere from 1.5 hours to 2 solid hours of figuring this stuff out. But to me, it's worth it. It saves you money. It saves you trips. You're not going back and forth once a week to the grocery store. It's all there. It's all here. You know, it's everything you need. And so, you can't eat my hand. So anyways, that's pretty much how I do our whole 1 month grocery shopping. And so what I also do, so that's the ingredients and the meals part. So that's the whole meals for 4 solid weeks. And not to mention, let's say we go home and we leave on a Friday. Well, I'm not going to cook on a Friday or a Saturday. That's 2 whole meals that get to roll over to the next week when we come back. And so this may even extend into a whole nother month. Like this may be 4.5 weeks worth of meals. Especially if you travel a lot, or if you end up having a lot of leftovers, enough leftovers for 2 days, you know, that those meals roll back over. And so this is the meals part and the ingredients, and that's how you figure out that section of it. But then you need to also, I don't know if y'all can see, that's a calendar, that's our refrigerator, and that's a little calendar, that little thing right there. And there's one back here, you can't see it right under it. It's a magnetized like whiteboard. And I write down as I'm cooking, as I'm making breakfast, or, you know, whatever I'm doing, and we're out of, I don't know, salt, we're out of, ooh, God bless you, we're out of, I don't know, I can't think of anything, but whatever we're out of, excuse me, especially in the bathroom, because that's something that's out of sight, out of mind, especially when I'm doing all of this groceries. And so toilet paper, paper towel, all that stuff, as you're reaching and grabbing for it, I write it down on the refrigerator. That way when I'm making this list, I can go through and add things that are running low or completely gone on top of whatever the ingredients is that I need for the meals. And so that's very convenient. That makes it very easy. And I would say once every other month is when we buy toiletries. So I buy enough like deodorant, shampoo, conditioner. Nathan used bars of soap. I use body wash. Those types of things we get the biggest, and it may last us more than a month. It may last us more than 2 months. It may be 3 months. So every 3 months, I would say every 2 to 3 months is when we have to buy more toiletries. So that's not an every month expense, which is really nice, because that's the time that we spend more than $350 is when we spend it on toiletries, because like deodorant, razors, that kind of stuff's expensive. So I do write all of that down, and then I take my list after that of like jumbled mess. Now I don't, but this is what I did when I first started off. And then I would rewrite it all, so when I'm in the grocery store, it's so easy and convenient. I write meat, all the meat I need. And then if I'm buying like ground beef, I write down how many meals require ground beef. And so for us, I've learned a pound of ground beef makes 1 meal. Anything other than that, more than that, like 2 pounds or 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds to 3 pounds, makes us have leftovers, and sometimes they don't all get eaten. So I do like a pound of ground beef. I hope y'all can hear me this whole time she's talking. But I do like a pound of ground beef per meal. So you can buy 2 pounds at a time and just divide it in half and package it separately. Then there's times where, like this, you're looking at me all crazy. This time we're eating a lot of chicken. There's a lot of meals that require chicken. So what I do, chicken breasts are inexpensive. They're cheap and they're easy to work with. So for the chicken breasts, I do 2 breasts per meal. Chicken and dumplings, bacon wrapped chicken, whatever it may be, it's 2 breasts per meal. And so the way to get your most money out of that is the chicken breasts that come, you know, pre-packaged or whatever, they come, she's getting sleepy, they come in packs of 6. Sometimes they have like 7 in there, which is random, but they come in packs of 6. And so, hold on. Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, you throw up again? That's good. I'm sure that was very loud. I'm sorry about that. Oh my goodness. I was gonna give you your passy. She has really bad reflux, so. So we've been sitting up, we hadn't laid down. Here you go. Take a nap, take a nap. So anyways, oh, you just took it right out. Where was I? Talking about the chicken breasts. They come in a package of 6 most of the time. Sometimes they throw in an extra one and then get 7, but because they come in a package of 6, I ended up like this time for the meals that I wrote down, I needed 2 packs of chicken. They're both like $8 or $9 a piece, sometimes 11 depending on how much they weighed or whatever. And so, but you get 6 meals. Sorry, I had to count. You get 6 meals out of 2 packs of chicken. So that's kind of how I do it. I find that the easiest way to go about it. And like I said, like I divide it when I rewrite well, I don't rewrite it anymore. I've gotten to where I just go ahead and write the title meat. I write cold for the cold section, like the milks and butter and all that kind of stuff. I write meat, cold, pantry, and then maybe personal or other, whatever, for like bottle liners or deodorant or whatever. Now, gallon Ziploc bags, we just had to buy those. Trash bags, toilet paper towels, all that kind of stuff would go under pantry. And so when you're going down the aisles in Walmart, you're not trying to look through your whole list and then you're walking down the same aisle 20 times. That's kind of what I've realized works the best, and it's more efficient, it's faster, you get in and out of the grocery store quicker. And I write like veggies and fruit, so literally every section of the store I write it down, and that's what I have found is super easy, super convenient, and that's how I pretty much shop for a month's worth of groceries. Now, like I said, there's Nathan takes Nathan takes a lunch every day, so there's things like bread, mayonnaise, lunch snacks and things like that, like chips and stuff that I didn't talk about, but that pretty much goes under like your pantry, or like sandwich meat would go under meat, stuff like that. And that's how we would shop for that. And I budget, so I make sure all of our meals come first, and then the ingredients, ingredients for the meals, and then things that we absolutely need like milk or eggs, the essentials, and then whatever kind of money is left over, that's where I pick and choose your snacks, because snacks aren't number one important as long as he's got a sandwich to eat and maybe some fruit or something cut up in there, which sounds cruel. That's not really how this goes, but I'm just saying, if you're on a tight budget, like I said, if you're doing that $300 budget for the entire month, or $350, whatever it is, maybe you figure out your own budget. But what it's come down to is, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. So what it's come down to is almost every time we spend anywhere from honestly it's like $320 to $350. And that $350 is if we have deodorant, shampoo, that kind of stuff to buy. And there's some things that I will not buy off-brand on, like mayonnaise and stuff like that. So there's a couple things that we don't absolutely budget on because we don't have to, but if you have to, you could probably cut that $320 down to $250 if you really needed to. So I hope I covered everything. I think that's pretty much it. I walked y'all through the meals, and then I do things like desserts too. Like I got a whole bag of green apples. I don't know if y'all can see them right there. I got a whole bag of green apples, and I figure we can cut them up and eat them for lunch. Eat them, and Nathan can pack them for his lunch. But I also found a recipe for baked apples in the air fryer. I was curious. So it's just things like that that fall, they fall into place. A bag of apples, I'm really not sure how expensive they are, or if they're cheap anymore. But I would say, somebody's so sleepy. So anyways, that's pretty much everything. I think I covered it all. Like I said, there's desserts and things. What I was trying to get at was it covers, I bought apples for snacks and lunches, but also it covered the dessert too. So there's things like that you buy that, like potatoes, like I was talking about potatoes, that covers one whole meal. The potato corn chowder, but it also covers baked potatoes and mashed potatoes and potato salad. So there's just things like that you buy that in bulk or whatever that covers multiple meals or things you're trying to do. So she's super tired. We're gonna put her to sleep. She dropped her passy somewhere, but anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope this really helps some of y'all who are getting started, or maybe you couldn't figure out things to eat or how to do meals. But we're gonna go take a nap. We'll see y'all next time.